Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not—
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't—
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm—
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is—
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Great! Let's go find out what this Tatar...
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the—
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe...
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard— This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and I'd—
Sawada, for the love of— Sorry, we don't get out much, so— Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal.
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact...
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans—
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm—
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep—
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tataras, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his— Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention—
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabukimono lived in Tataras—
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happened?
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think—
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official—
Wait, so there are two missing people in the story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So, basically, this Niwa was something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but—
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course! How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be—
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabukimono was not a human—
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky event—
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well. Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue?
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to...
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please...
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has... Okay, then even if we did know something about... After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that, if you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the ballad. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Suristan? I know you must have a lot of questions. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he... A deal? Huh. You should...
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing... But if that's the case, why haven't you...
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning...
Don't you dare try to drive... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you.
Yes.
one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong, and plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here—
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent... Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility...
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings. And you said—
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you?
Yeah, obviously! Nahida—
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from—
All right. Then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you...
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, yes. As I told you once before,
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you.
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him!
I understand. But sometimes, how things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart as Sumeru's deity. It is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's
Paimon's still worried about this.
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise even though he only has a fraction of his full power left. That's still a fraction of a former harbinger. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peak.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guard.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be unlike anywhere else. Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively— I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry.
Fine. Let's call it truce.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job—
You sure are confident, Paimon.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. this the inside? Ooh. Paimon's never seen any.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information Pick your jaws up off the floor.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for...
Permission granted.
Let's go. Stay close.
Hey, so... Say we did go running. What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you... Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge...
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive cur...
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he...
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all,
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends.
Paimon's never tried this before. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking...
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clearest. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as... So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay.
If you mean the mysterious events, the kabuki...
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatara Suna's history.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite...
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not...
Let me...
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So,
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise...
Wait! How did you know about that? Didn't Ahita tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself, huh?
This light. It looks similar to those saplings.
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with the—
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about—
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like as I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to—
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, you allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alone.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was
So you say, Escher.
But my good sir...
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is... But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo. The yokai struck down...
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility in it.
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like... I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking.
You...
You're a little... I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. At least for the first few... It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get in...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity.
The Fatui?
Just to create a minor...
That's it? That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of... It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. Make no mistake, even without you, That pure, innocent puppet.
If you give him my heart, he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little... Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way, I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend, Mr. Niwa? Already. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrate. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful.
Hey, are you...
Dottore. Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. You know very well what that means. Even more so.
Let's give him some space. He looks really...
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So...
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment. The balladeer became the... After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer The mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as the balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him. And yet, this very betrayal...
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent...
Yes. Only if he understands this.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since...
Huh? About...
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria. And I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. Did you get all that? Lesser Lord Ku...
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul.
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What if...
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power, I shared a secret with you. And now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, so tell me, in this world, is it possible? Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just thanking him. So long. I suggest you get yourself...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer, those who died in Tatarasuna because of me, deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left...
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him. Oh no, he's really...
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now?
It was the Balladeer's fault. He...
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or... did he achieve...
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me hand... We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get up...
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged. I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your...
An emergency? How bad is it?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right. You can't just rewrite history. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn, even if no one was there to... So, why does Paimon... Paimon's so confused. Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irmin's? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise guys. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any idea? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, so, how about, alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken! Also, Adeptus Temptation golden... Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon's a... Is that a food too? Huh. What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it some... So, the balladeer. Is that someone's... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're...
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma. If my memory serves me right.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon, we learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too.
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden, there is no harm in telling you. But I must... The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous...
Vengeful? What?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armor, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa, the smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to in his heart. The whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He, powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was, alas, if only the story could have ended there. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Go. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hya. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, that is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? On to the next stop! Lead the way, traveler! We're here!
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is...
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as...
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Hello, dears. Is there something... Of course, traveler. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, As for the Commissioner himself, well...
So pretty much business as usual, only...
Very much so.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so... I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn. I mean it. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins. The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always... They say it's because Toma is a much better chef. They get to talking about you sometimes, too. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. It's been many years now since as someone who is old and gray enough to have watched, so in the future, if you ever do have the time, wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too! Also, you were saying Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now! We're, great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry, we'll see...
All right, then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep! Everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels.
Well, here we are. But,
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that...
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand! Make no... Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna?
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten...
What brought this on? Did you just wake up Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around but sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki. Of course! Don't
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most welcome. More than farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but what's up with you today? Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter, come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? All right, let's head off and...
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we...
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh,
I presume you'll want to read mine.
well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this?
What did you find out? Something...
It's a long story. Basically, we have some
Wow. So many new...
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here?
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently,
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I...
And they're back at it. These guys are...
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our...
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do. Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night...
The balladeer? You look troubled. Is there some... Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
That's quite... So, this puppet known as the balladeer erased himself.
But how was he even able...
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember... Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone...
So, you believe this person really existed? And we just...
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible the traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this ballad.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for... Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought that the story makes sense, every part of it, the balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and...
Yeah, it does make sense, but it just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but...
Please wait a moment. I want to check... Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is not.
Hold on. So this record survived from...
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono and other... Changing the information in Irminsul changes... But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance.
That's incredible!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, the monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, the foxes have decided. The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will...
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer's story to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted... I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it...
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to... Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely...
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where you're... We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, so the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth. When you give someone the truth, you give them it to others looking on. This may seem like a point. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with sun, and that is what you have been doing all...
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We could...
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him...
You got it. Come on, traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Every item I sell here. So I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Have you figured it all out? Why'd you jump up all of it?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last two. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything.
you're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of...
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right...
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want to wait. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do...
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me...
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him...
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that... Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I... Huh? You two over there. Is there some...
He spotted us.
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice. Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But I have no recollection.
Are you absolutely...
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face...
I guess you do know me after all. That is not Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure... Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it.
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said...
That's oddly nice of...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you.
Then let's return to the city.
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went and picked some.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why's this guy traveling during a rainstorm? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't know me.
But I don't. No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters.
Thank you. All right, done.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do apologize.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything.
You say that you're trekking across Tevat to train yourself. Many other Enos.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me. But these two claim that they know me. And that I have a hidden past unknown even to.
I wouldn't call it the past. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in.
Oh, like a past life?
Yes. Something far more distant than the past.
Okay. I have to ask. Oh, okay. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. If it's that difficult to talk about, but I'll be able to handle it. Please.
Is truth something you care?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let...
I gave everything I had.
In terms of the outcome alone.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of cause and effect.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but...
If we were enemies, why are you trying to...
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom,
Yes, it's all true. I can even...
Please, I want to see them for myself.
Even though it will cause your present self great...
I'm just a puppet. With no heart and no name.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh, good point. Given your, unique...
Understood.
Thank you. Now...
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information. These memories will show you the raw truth. But be aware.
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is...
Is that because this is kind of like...
You could say that, in a sense.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. There's someone passed out on... You're awake. What happened? Not a scratch. And these...
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa.
And the rest is history.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic, as the second-in-command at Tatarasuna, but Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had...
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
What are we doing back here?
Whoa, this is where you were born?
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died. He kept coughing all the time, just like me.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna...
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. After leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't...
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one day and fell...
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no
The voices have gone. It looks like...
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I have been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or continue to dream earnestly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Fated rebellion has begun. why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Quiet. A round of applause.
Put your back into it.
You can't run! Well, neither can I see through you!
No excuse for slacking. Put your back into it.
Step right up.
My work.
I miscalculated.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once...
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all—
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinate? Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time?
What a sharp tongue you— Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're—
Surely you're not worried.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still— Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire. Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Let's get this show on the road.
Resistance. Leaving so soon.
No longer. Written in the stars.
This is order.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a...
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon...
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to... Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact...
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the
Let's move on.
You're a god.
If you accept that he is you, just as you...
In your eyes, are there any...
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and...
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sin, no matter the consequences. I won't run from blame or punishment. Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. With each... As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject...
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. But then I met you, and I finally realized that I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to...
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you. You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is... my...
Is he alright? No way!
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
You got any questions? Insignificant pest! Swallow Fury! At my command, you shall fall! The wind rises. Feeble human! Squall and Fury! My endless cycle begins! Search for it! Insignificant pest! Behold! Feeble human! Upon the gale! Search for it! Squall and Fury, know your place! Perish! You're dead! Insignificant the wind rises. Pest! Feeble human! Imbecile! Get out of my...
It disappeared!
What did you expect? I'd never lose to...
There's the tone of voice again! Wait! But it was you inside that...
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I... You sound like you're but don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing...
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has...
Come on. Let's continue.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a...
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui. And they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot...
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't...
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see in changing the world, changing the past, changing the... What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will...
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you you've gotten so little.
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes. And I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to...
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was... But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you...
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in a traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before? I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And, well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be... I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing. Some things in this world can never be brought back. Everything that you feel is real and lasting. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future...
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you.
Why?
Because...
Then I hope we don't see...
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it up. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can...
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a serious name you're after...
Have you gotten... Are you sure? Oh, all right.
There. Now you have a name of...
What about a nickname? Are you done yet? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But...
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them even though the events have been erased from the world...
I see.
Huh? But...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest. What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know that day will come. All right. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, so we can finally go eat? Paimon is...
Thank you both. I hope you will...
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from...
You mean because everyone else in the story is...
Yeah! I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast... Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade... All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire. Life is a story too long to be...
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes... Wow, good! Huh? Look at that... Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something?
You sound lost and confused. I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of...
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may... like a vase that falls to the ground, Whether it is broken,
Who are you?
history does not change easily, but human hearts.
The voices disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of... Anyway, that face is still up. Feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment, bud.